This tutorial will cover how to make changes to the main menu in WordPress. It's usually the menu that shows up in your main header area next to the logo. So once you are logged into WordPress, once you log into the back end of WordPress through the admin login area, you'll want to go down to Appearance and Menus. From here, there will be a drop-down that asks you to choose what menu to edit. Now, there are some sites that, when they're set up, sometimes they have maybe 2 or 3 menus. Like there might be a footer menu. We might have a menu in the footer, but usually there's just the one primary menu that it'll say primary, and then down here it'll say display location and the top navigation. And the top navigation is this area up here on the site. So whichever one in the drop down has this chosen as the display location, then that's what's going to show in the top navigation area on your site. So to make changes to this, while we're making web pages, sometimes we make new pages, and those new pages are added to the most recent tab, and they show up in this checkbox area. It's just a quick way to add new pages that you just made, in case your site has a lot of pages, because when you go through the View All tab, it's going to show all the pages, and there can be quite a bit sometimes on certain sites. And like up here, there's numbers to go to because there's so many pages. So the most recent is handy to use when you just recently created new pages. Or you can search for a page if you know the title name of it. So let's add a couple pages to our menu. Let's say we just created these 3 pages, the topography, client, and blog pages. We want to add all 3 of them, so we can click all 3, check off all 3, and then click Add to Menu. And then from here we can then move them around to where we want them on the site. And you'll see as you're dragging them, sometimes these the dotted lines can be adjusted to the left, or sometimes they can be to the right just a little bit. What that does is, right now these are all along the left hand side, and these will all show up along the top menu. So if we save this, we'll save this and show you what this will look like. So we've got home, topography, about, contact, clients, and blog. So if we go out here, let's refresh, and there's our updated menu. To make submenu items, like under, let's say under About Us, we want to have clients and blog in a drop-down. We don't want them on the main menu. Like across the top, we want them in a submenu. So what we want to do is we'll take clients, drag it up here, and we want to move it just a little bit to the right, and you'll see that the dotted line adjusts to the right a little bit, and then we'll drop it right there. And the indent underneath About means that everything indented under About will be in the submenu. So if we want to add another item to the submenu, we can drag this and move that right underneath clients. Not indented, but just right underneath it. So let's save that. Go out and check out our changes. So under About, we should have a drop down. Yep, there's our drop down. We got our 2 items in there. Now to make a third submenu, or like the second submenu, we can even indent this one to the right. So now blog will be a submenu item of clients. So if we save that, go back out. So we have About Us, we have Clients, and then we've got the blog, which is the second drop-down. This can come in handy when you want to reduce the amount of items in the main menu, when you can kind of condense things down. Sometimes the menu could get too close to the logo, and you may need to adjust font size maybe, or just condense down the menu, or create sub-menus like this. You can also edit the title of these pages. So like this page has the title About Us, and what that'll automatically do is out in the menu when you add a new page, it will add the title of the page, but we can edit this in the menu. So if we just want to have this say About, everyone knows pretty much what About Us means, so we could just put About. Okay, we don't need to click save or anything, we can just do that and then click the arrow to condense it. And Contact Us, we can just change that to Contact. So we've got that. Now we can save it. Go to our page, refresh, and now we've kind of condensed it down a little bit. Now instead of About Us and Contact Us, it'll just say About and Contact. That's also handy when just kind of making it a simpler menu and just not having so much on there. And if it gets too close to the logo, then you can condense it down in that way also. So from our pages, we can also add new posts that we've created. If we do the Posts tab over here on the left hand side, it'll show the most recent posts, or we can view all and choose from that list. And that just works the same way as it does with the pages. You can add a post, and then you can also change the title to whatever you want. So we'll just kind of condense that down, change that to just protein bar. Also portfolio items, if you have any portfolio items, these will show up in the most recent and also in the view all area. So you can add portfolio items. Custom links. Custom links is if you want to link to maybe a third-party page, or if you have just uploaded a new PDF, you would go to the media library, you would grab the link to your PDF, and then you'd put it right here in the URL field, and then give it some text. So if we got our URL to our PDF, and we just want to say, here is our PDF download, add to menu. Actually, let's do a quick, we'll just do that for now. Add to menu, and then this will be our link to download the PDF. Let's see, we've got categories like portfolio categories and post categories. So we can add those categories to the main menu, like if you want to link to all of the posts that are under the business post category, you can add that to the menu. So when someone clicks on that, it'll go to a page where all of the posts that have the business category checked off, they'll be on this page. And this also goes with portfolio categories. Portfolios have their own categories also. They have their own category pages. The rest I feel I haven't ever used before, but they can be used. Testimonial categories, you could link to a page with all those testimonials in that category. Any sliders, usually the slider is on maybe the home page, so you don't really need to link to the page that has the slider. Some carousels, that's just different types of sliders, and masonry gallery categories, that's just a different type of gallery that's used. So that's how to add new pages to the main menu. To remove any of these, we can just click the down arrow, click remove, and then that will just take off the page. Remove that. We will remove this, and we can just remove that. So we'll keep our client submenu. So we've got our pages removed that we don't want. Then we can click Save Menu. A couple things about making changes inside of this drop-down area. There's some things to keep in mind, like you've got your title, you've got a couple checkboxes here. So what this does is, let's say we've created a new main menu item. We could even add like a custom link, something that we don't have a page for, but we want it to be in the main menu to say, here is this category of pages, and then underneath we can have the actual pages. So like here's about. Let's say we don't have an about page, but we want that in the menu so that people can go to the about drop down and all the pages under it are part of like the about category. So if we don't want to actually link to an about page, we can use this, because actually there is a page for the about, but so let's do this. Let's add this with the pound sign, about, add to menu. So here is the about link that doesn't link to a page, and it's just used for the main menu purposes. Let's remove this one. So we have that. So now they are able to click it, but it won't go anywhere. So what we want to do is we want to check off this don't link checkbox. What that'll do is people can still hover over it, but there's no option to click it. It's just kind of a menu item that you can put up pages under it. So if we go back, refresh, we've got about. So when you hover over it now and you can click it, it's not going to do anything. It's just a menu item, and now clients is part of the about dropdown. So that's just something where if you have a bunch of individual pages where you say, oh, these would be really great under maybe a contact group. They'd be different contact pages, or the about page, like you have a bunch of different individual pages that describe your company or your business, and you don't actually have an about page, but you have a bunch of individual pages. This would be something good to use, where you can just make a menu item like about, remove the link, and then put all the individual pages under it. There is also another item, like if we have a link to a PDF and we want it to open up in a new window, because sometimes it's better for people when you, like a PDF especially, to link it to a new window, so it opens up a new window, because sometimes people open up that, if it opens up in the same window, sometimes people will open up the PDF and forget how to click back to go back to the site, or they just click off of the tab and then now they're off the site. So what we want to do is we want to open that up in a new window. So if we add, here is our, we'll just say that's our PDF link. We want to grab that from the media library, put the link to the PDF in here, give it some text, add to menu. And inside of here, we can choose the option, it'll say target, and we want to choose blank. Now, right now, I'm not seeing it. So what we want to do is go up to screen options. where it says link target, we want to make sure that's checked. And then we can close this and go back down. And now it'll give us an option that says open link in a new window or tab. So that's something handy to use when especially doing the custom links, because sometimes you might link to a different site or like a third-party site, and you don't want people to actually leave your site completely. You just want them to do this where it opens it up in a new window or a new tab, and so then they don't leave your site. They don't have to leave your site once they're done on the third-party site, or once they're done checking out the PDF or anything else. They can just click off the tab, and that'll put them right back to your site. So that is what that is used for those purposes. So once we have that, we can save it and refresh. Check out our menu, and there is our PDF download. So what I did, it's just got the pound sign for the link, so it basically just links right back to this page. So if we click it, opens up in a new window and tab. And that is it for the editing the WordPress menu. As you go on and make more and more changes to the menu, you will definitely get the hang of it more and more each time you add new things to it and reorder things, put items in submenus, and just do all the different options that the menu provides.